All right, welcome back to the channel. I'm going to continue on this Toyota swap. I already got the leaf springs just kind of limped down in there. I was going to get the front end off, but I need to run a die down these threads. I finally found a die after searching through all my old dies. I don't have a tap though, so I'm going to run out tomorrow when I'm on lunch probably and see if I can figure out if anybody has that size die. I think it's a 9/16, or no, it's a 5/8 National Fine, so it's a 5/8 18. Probably can't see that well. So I'm just going to get the U-bolts cleaned up. I'm going to work on getting these plates cleaned up. A couple more U-bolts. I should probably hang the front end and paint what I can and let it dry overnight, and then when I get back tomorrow I'll be able to, I just want to run a thread tap down these nuts. They're old, but they'll do. Nothing wrong with them. So I'm just going to get to work and we'll get some updates. Alright, I'm going to get this front end installed tonight. See if I can do it without dropping it. This one's a little longer. Longer one goes on the inside of this one. All right, so I got the front installed, kind of. I'm not going to torque those plates down and the U-bolts down quite yet. I'll torque all that stuff back down when I know for sure that that's all squared up. And when you do these, there is a little bit of play in the front, and you can move those front ends a little bit. So my goal is in this video is to actually make some progress in it that's notable, because a lot of this has been fab work, and fab work's fab work. You just keep plugging away. I have not done the steering brace yet, but I have the bar. I have finally got some 3/16 bar over here, so I will be getting that plate in. I want to get the steering box back on, and I want to clean up whatever I did with them, the high steer bars. It looks really good down here. The clearance for the oil pan is going to be amazing. It's just going to work out fantastic. I still don't really like these lift springs. I'm not really sold on them. I kind of prefer the rears being up front. That way you can move the spring purchase back just a little bit more. But now that pretty much all the weight besides radiator and water and oil, I want to get this thing setting on the ground on the small tires, because right now the way it looks with this lift, I don't think it's going to clear. So I also kind of want to see what it looks like with the 35s, because that's a lot of wheel well there. I'm going to call it an evening, and when I get back out, we're going to see what it looks like with tires on it. I know high steer, I just want to get it cleaned up. It's pretty rusted out and pitted, so I'm going to go ahead and get those in the vise, polish them up, get them cleaned up as good as I can, and hopefully get them bolted on. I don't want to put those big tires on there without being able to at least have them stiffen up together. So I'm going to get those cleaned up, paint them, and then I'm going to go get the tires and see if I can start getting some of this together. So I'll get back to you. Alright, got those all prepped up, hanging in what I call the paint booth for now. Alright, now we got to see what this looks like. I'm going to try and get this jacked up the best I can. First I want to mark where those springs are going to hit. Right, no weight on the front end hanging. It'll be right there. And I'll take this ratchet strap down once I get some pressure on it. I'll mark the other side. Oh, that's gonna be too tall. All right, let's back up and take a look here. So, I think it's too tall, but I'm going to let them make that decision. They look good that tall, but we'll see. It's going to be a little taller. The ride in the back is a little low. Plus I don't have shackles on it yet, and you can see where I marked it right there. It does not have much room to move, but it might work. But now also real quick, I noticed that I think somebody added this spring, so I may just take this one add a leaf out and then see where the front end sits, because it might actually level back out and have a little bit more ride. Because right now, let's see how much ride this thing has. These actually, use them as a step. Oh yeah, that'd be fun. So I'm going to try and take that one leaf out, see if the ride gets any better. If it lowers it down a little bit, has a little bit more of a ride to it, because really it'll have a little bit more weight. I mean, probably another 70 pounds, max 100 pounds with all the rest of the stuff on it, bumper, whatever. So, all right, well, it's late. You can see it's dark. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. I don't know. Well, I'm gonna call it a day. So I can get up bright and early and work. All right, so like I said in probably every single one of my LS swap videos, I did actually weld that plate in for steering. I'm gonna work on brake lines. At least that part right there where it's touching the headers. So I need to go. In fact, let's go take a look. So same body style. It's just a difference is this. Hold on. This one is the 4-cylinder. And it doesn't have any of that craziness that the 3.0s do. So we're going to that. The side's already off and apart, so I need to mimic that. I still don't understand why there's 2 brake lines going to the back, but we're just gonna mirror this, move some of this stuff down and out of the way. At least I have something to go by. I think I still have a, I don't even know why there's a 45 there. There's no need. I guess you could just couple it together. Then of course this line here goes there once I get, well, we got, this is different. So I also want to check out one more thing. I want to know if the old body style is the same or if it's like that 3.0. Nope, it's the same. So, all right, well, I know what I'm doing. I didn't even check this other 4Runner I ended up picking up, if it has that crazy crap on it too. I'm sure it does. I don't know why. Okay. Yeah, it you can't see it very well in the camera, but yep, this must be the V6s. So when I get an idea figured out on this, I will bring the camera out and show what I did. All right, so I got the brakes all connected. There's plenty of space. These aren't gonna hit anything. These are, I'm hoping, sorry, you can't see that. I'm hoping these are out of the way enough of the exhaust. This, I know we gotta fit a O2 sensor in this area here somewhere. Went ahead and painted the frame where the steering's gonna go, well, most of it, and that way I can get that steering box mounted, but I'm gonna let that dry for a little bit. hopefully when I get back I'll have that steering all hooked back up. I'm not going to put the high steer back on yet until I pull the front, these extra weird little leaf springs that shouldn't be in there, the extra leaf or whatever. So that'll be my next task, is get those leaves out of there and then see where this sits. I still think it's going to be a lot too high. I know the way it looks now, and also those springs being that arched, they don't sit back far enough on this frame with the load on it. So once I take that extra leaf out, I hope it sits down far enough. It'll actually even move the center point of this front end back just a tiny bit more, so it won't look so far forward. But I have a feeling it's still going to be a little bit too tall, so we'll tackle that probably later this weekend. Alright, so this is the harness. It's the factory V6 Toyota harness. I went out to the 4runner out back, and one of these wires here is going to feed the tachometer. That one should be the oil pressure to the gauge, and one of these should be the temp. And I wasn't going to spend a bunch of time trying to figure that out. I think this one, whatever this one here goes to, I think this big one here is not go to the gauge. It's one of these two singles. But I'm going to spend some time getting this pulled through and then eliminate most of this to where I can see what needs to go back in for sure. And then hopefully when I come back on, 90% of this will be gone. So I got it narrowed down. I'm pretty sure, let me get this untangled. I'm pretty sure these two plugs are going to end up going away, and it's just going to be these. But I have to verify, because the only thing that's going to the old computer harness is some grounds and the tack wire, but then it jumps back out and it goes to the chassis plugs. I'm going to assume, know for sure, that it's going to be one of these several wires. It's going to be the tack wire. So I think I might end up having to troubleshoot once I get everything hooked up. So here's a big pile of wire there. And then went ahead and mounted up that steering box. I got the steering wheel hooked back up. I think I'm just gonna have to hack this off because that's just gonna melt. And then I'm gonna need to build, I might need to build another shield for this, because there's rubber in here, and if you're just sitting there idling, that will get hot. So I made a lot of progress today. I'm probably gonna call this video done. I'll have to review the footage, see how long this is gonna be. It might be a short one, but I feel like I got a lot more accomplished than in the last videos. I'm gonna wait on taking that leaf spring out until I talk to the owner of this vehicle. They may end up just wanting to get a whole new set of springs, so I don't want to do extra work if I don't have to. So yeah, let me know if you like these videos. Give it a thumbs up, comment below. I'm going to start another project. I think this is just going to be for me, so I'll have that on the channel too, so stay tuned. Oh, and thanks for watching.